few years ago, there was a medical scandal in Israel in which a group of patients who were all operated in the same surgical ward in the same hospital were diagnosed with acute hepatitis C within a very short time frame. And the anesthesiologist who participated in their operation, he was the prime suspect as the source of infection.
It's not trivial to prove that.
I found a paper in Clinical Infectious Diseases which explained the sequence analysis methods that were used to show that the virus in the patients actually originated in the anesthesiologist, with mutations, of course, that happened during the replication process. In fact, the evidence that came out of these analyses was strong enough to implicate the anesthesiologist in court, and I think that physicians would be interested to hear how such analyses are done.
Sure. In order to explain this analysis, one needs to first understand the scientific context. The big picture here are biological sequences and the operation of sequence alignment algorithms.
I know that biological sequences like DNA, RNA, proteins, and the alignment between them have a lot of applications in medicine, in both research and the clinic. That's the basis of bioinformatics.
Right. Sequence comparison by sequence alignment enabled us to find similarities in gene function, to improve patient diagnosis, to identify drug targets, to discover that humans and Neanderthals have interbred, just to mention a few examples.
Interesting. I think we should talk more about this. How challenging is this?
Let me explain with an analogy from the digital revolution. Navigation apps like Google Maps and Waze, they compute what is the shortest path to go from point A to point B out of gazillion potential combinations of driving left, driving right, driving straight. Sequence alignment algorithms compute what is the shortest path to go from sequence A to sequence B out of gazillion potential combinations of mutations, insertion, deletion, and substitution. Now, the same way navigation apps compute what is the actual driving distance, sequence alignment algorithms compute what is the most probable evolutionary distance.
Wow. That's impressive. And actually, the basis of all this is a simple technique that any child can perform, right? Then, in layers that become more and more complicated, we can answer complex questions that would have been difficult or even impossible to answer otherwise.
Ron Ungar. He can give a fantastic explanation on both biological sequences and sequence alignment methods.
He will. Okay? I will come next week for another Spotlight session.